Boxingtalk.com here with DiBella Entertainment President Lou DiBella. Days away from the big fight. Jermain Taylor versus Kassim Ouma at the Alltel Arena in Little Rock, Arkansas. Tell us about it, Lou. How excited are you?
I'm really excited. It's Jermain's homecoming, his first title defense in Little Rock, and I think it's a real fight. I mean, we got a great undercard and everything, but you look at the main event, and Ouma's here to fight. And when you throw 100 punches around at middleweight, you can give anyone problems. So, I know that this is a real tough fight, and I'm, as always, my stomach's churning a little bit, but I do think Jermain will pull through and win this one.
Kassim Ouma has basically single-handedly beaten the best of your 54-pound crop. Is this his punishment for doing so, and how confident are you that there's no chance that he's gonna...
I would never, ever say there's no chance. He's too good a fighter. I mean, he's a world-class fighter, one of the best 54-pounders in the world. I saw what that rate of activity did to Sekou last fight. Sekou had a hard time adjusting to it. Jermain's never faced that kind of activity. Ouma obviously is coming up in weight, but many people have come up in weight, one weight class, and succeeded. So I don't think this is an easy fight. Yeah, I think Ouma's got a chance, but I think that Jermain is an undisputed champion for a reason. He's the bigger, stronger man, and I think he's going to prevail.
You think this is going to be Jermain's last fight at middleweight?
Probably not. I think there'll probably be at least one more defense. There really is no one to fight at 68 next with Calzaghe fighting Manfredo, so my guess is, God willing, that Jermain prevails against Ouma, that there'll be another defense.
Against Winky Wright, preferably?
Not if he doesn't come back and accept what was, the kind of deal that was on the table. If Winky's going to insist on 50-50, then there's not even going to be any discussions with Winky.
Just to reiterate the deal that Winky turned down.
It's $5 million guarantee he turned down.
Which is approximately almost $2 million more than he made the first fight?
Yeah, I mean, it's $5 million is significant money in any marketplace. But in this marketplace, right now in boxing, it was a tremendous offer. But, right now, look, Winky's a good fighter. Winky's entitled to make whatever decisions he wants to make. But if Winky's going to say, Winky's not in a position to dictate the terms to Jermain Taylor. But I don't want to look past Saturday night because we got Ouma on the plate.
And you have also.
And I also want to address one other thing. Mr. Katz, open scoring.
The bully. He calls you Lou the Bully.
He can call me whatever the fuck he wants. But I didn't come up with open scoring. And you know what? I acknowledge the fact that there's probably a hometown advantage to open scoring. Well, guess what? I'm Jermain Taylor's promoter, and this is what the BC imposed upon this fight. I'm not going to complain, about it, and I have an obligation to my fighter to give him the best possible chance.
If you were Ouma's promoter, would you complain about it?
If I was Ouma's promoter, I'd complain about it. I understand why any fighter going into another fighter's hometown might have an issue with open scoring. I've said that for years and years every time open scoring has been discussed. That being said, I've seen so much funky scoring, so much bizarre scoring, that maybe the judges being held accountable for their scores by having them announced is not necessarily the wrong thing. But you know what? It's being tried. Let's see how it works. I appreciate the criticism of open scoring that people have that say it favors the hometown fighter. Of course it would be likely to favor the hometown fighter. But I didn't impose open scoring on this bout. It's a BC policy. There's open scoring in this bout, and Katz can attack me for it, but he's attacking the wrong guy.
Andre Berto is making his HBO debut in the televised co-feature. Obviously, you feel you have another Olympic star. He was
I think he's the best fighter to come out of the 2004 Olympics. I think he's the best Andre to come out of the 2004 Olympics. Figueroa is a test. It's clearly the best guy he's fought so far. It's a guy that's been in there with real people, a guy that puts a lot of pressure, that has balls and a chin. This is enough of a step up that it was able to get televised on HBO, and I think people are going to get to see why Berto is such an exciting prospect. I think Andre Berto was a tremendous amateur, except his style was not amateur. His style was pro, even when he was an amateur. Now you're going to see that pro style, in Little Rock against Miguel Figueroa on HBO. I think it's a great opportunity for Berto.
I appreciate your time, Lou. We're going to have you on Boxing Talk again before the fight, maybe. Definitely after the fight. In the
100%,
meantime,
man. Always
give me
on Boxing
closing
Talk.
Thoughts for the fans.
For the fans, tune in. This is going to be a terrific fight Saturday night. Anyone who knows Ouma knows Ouma's not going to go down without a war. I expect Jermain to rise to the occasion and have a great night. I expect Berto to establish himself as a great young star, and I expect HBO viewers, to get a great show. Also, people in Arkansas, in Little Rock, come out to the Alltel. I know the Razorbacks are in a bowl. I know that football's on everybody's mind. But come out and support Jermain Taylor because he supports Arkansas.
And he is your champion.
He is indeed. Our undisputed champion. Arkansas is undisputed champion. This is, honestly, if there's not a live crowd, if there's not a crazy crowd, it's going to be very difficult to come back here. So I want to see, the next few days, ticket sales pick up. They're starting to pick up, and they need to pick up even more. Please support Jermain Taylor, Arkansas. He's one of your best friends.